Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, September the 11th. MARILYN McLEOD is with us, League of Women Voters. Good to have you here.
Good to be here. Thank you so much.
Going into an extremely busy time now for the next year.
Yes.
So we got what? 1 year and 2 months until the big major election is coming up. Right. And many people are counting down to that.
So it seems.
Yeah. All right. So what have you got going on?
Okay. Well, we have a lot going on here this month in September. The first thing, I'd like to give the events. September 24th, we have a program at the library at noon about poverty inequality in Columbia and Boone County, and it's connected to the One Read book that the library and the community is promoting, No Bad Land.
Okay.
So Steve Hollis from the city's Department of Health and Public Human Services, I believe is the name of it, will speak about this the situation here.
Yeah.
And that same day, which is September 24th, is National Voter Registration Day. So we will be doing some voter registration. This will be at the library.
How important that is.
Absolutely.
How important it is. If you're not registered to vote, be sure to register so you can get out and have your voice count.
Absolutely. And it's very easy.
Oh, of course it is.
And then the second event we're having is September 30th, also at the library, and it is part of our centennial celebration of women's right to vote. And this one is about women judges, and we have 4 distinguished judges who will be on a panel, including Ann Covington, Ellen Roper, Christine Carpenter, and Casey Clevenger, and they will speak about their experiences because, for example, Ann Covington was the first woman on the Missouri Supreme Court.
Yeah, 100 years ago, that was unthinkable.
Unthinkable.
Absolutely unthinkable. You ladies couldn't vote, let alone being judges.
Let alone being on a jury or defending yourself, depending on the state. But it's quite remarkable.
You couldn't own property, could you?
Well, it depended. Yeah, sometimes if you owned property before you were married, you had to give it up. When you got married, it became the property of the husband. So it depended on the state, obviously, what the rules were. But this should be a really neat event, and so we will have 4 women on the panel, and it is in honor of National Constitution Day. So we hope to have a nice audience. That's September 30th at 7 at the library. And if I may, I have to apologize for some information.
Oh, you made a mistake.
I made a mistake.
We all make mistakes, MARILYN. We all make mistakes.
Yes, last month we were talking about how each vote counts.
Yeah.
One vote counts. And that is absolutely true. And the vote that women got, the ability to vote in the 19th Amendment, was a one vote that won women right to vote in Tennessee.
It was one vote that made the difference.
Right. And I won't repeat my mistakes, but I'll just clarify that the U.S. House had approved ratification of the 19th Amendment with a good margin. I was informed when I spoke last month. But the Senate only passed it by a 2-vote margin.
Okay.
The U.S. Senate. So it really was a slim margin in the Senate. So this tells you every vote counts.
Yes, and I thank you for coming by, and I admire you for correcting a mistake.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't sleep for the whole month.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, MARILYN McLEOD. If you want more information, the website would be lwvcbc.org. Now, MARILYN, you corrected it so you'll be able to sleep at night. Okay? Thank you. What a wonderful lady she is. Yeah, she's just really a great lady who she cares a lot about the organization and about the community, and she cares a lot about all of us. All right? MARILYN McLEOD, thank you. Now, Dan Hanneken is with us. In2Action. Good to have you back again, Dan.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good to be back.
Let's explain what In2Action is.
In2Action provides residential transition services to people recently released from prison coming back to the Columbia-Boone County area.
Yeah. Now, some folks may say, wait a minute, why should we care about this? These people were in prison, let them take care of themselves. But it affects all of us, doesn't it?
That's a great question. And yes, it does affect all of us. One of the things that I like to say is when I leave this interview and I go home today, I want my TV to be in my living room. Mm-hmm. And you know what, Paul? If it's not, there's a really good chance that the person that took it is already in the criminal justice system. I would like to argue that that person, it's likely, did not get the supports and the resources that they needed when they returned back to our community that would have helped them maybe take a different direction in their life.
Yeah. People make mistakes. People make mistakes. People should have the opportunity to correct those mistakes and go back into society with the slate wiped clean. If you don't have the education, I would put it that way, if you don't have the education or people behind you helping you out a bit, chances are that you're going to fall back into the same old way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we focus on relationships. What we know anecdotally is the best predictor for success or failure when people are released from prison is who they're hanging out with. And it's tough for individuals when they're released from prison to start hanging out with healthy people. So one of the things we like to do at In2Action is provide a network of healthy people and help the person that's being returned from prison connect relationally in this community. Everything's not going to go great when somebody is released from prison, and that's okay. It doesn't go great for us either oftentimes, but to have somebody to walk through those challenges with can make all the difference in the world.
Are you looking for volunteers to help out?
We absolutely use volunteers, particularly in that capacity.
So how does this work then?
When people are released from prison, they come to our program. The first 30 days is pretty intense. It's very structured. And that's the opportunity that we invite volunteers to help teach some of the classes that we do. We have volunteers that prepare meals and come over to the house and serve meals.
So when people are released from prison, are they going back to their own home or apartment, or are they staying in a facility that In2Action provides?
Participants of In2Action live with us.
Okay.
So
that's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
Because instead of going back out on the street immediately, they've got some support.
Oh, they have a lot of support at In2Action. So we have 36 beds. We could fill 100 or more probably. But we're more focused on providing high-quality services than a high number of services, if that makes sense.
So if people want to help out or more information, what's the best way to do this?
They could go to our website.
Okay, which is?
www.in2action.org. That's IN, the number 2, ACTION.
Okay.
One word.
www.in2action.org. You can sign up and you can get more information. But if you'd like to help out, there is a great need for this, and you're helping everybody in the community.
It's good for the community.
Don, thank you so much for coming
Thanks.
by. Bye-bye.